Hey there, it's Dorleen. I'm making a card today, and this one is also using my stamp set from the Scrappy Boys Stamps, and it's the Lucy and, oh my gosh, what is her name? Ethel and Lucy, when they were at the chocolate shop. So I mentioned earlier, this is a stamp set that I've got from the expo, and I swore I'm going to use it because it is adorable. Now, I did the coloring off camera, and I just used tones of pink for their outfits. But I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the card. Now, I also mentioned before, if you're a subscriber of mine, you have heard that I have a bunch of paper and scraps on my desk, and I'm really trying to use them all. So I grabbed all those pink pieces of paper because I wanted to kind of keep it pink, but also not so pinkish where it got kind of, oh my God, pink on pink on pink. But I had this white with black polka dots paper, and I thought it'd be cute for the background of this this faux Polaroid. And I just absolutely love it because even though Polaroids weren't a thing, or you know what, I don't think they were. I don't think they came into a thing until maybe like the late 60s and 70s. But so I'm pretty sure they weren't back in Lucy and Ethyl days. But isn't that so fun? You could totally see them just taking lots of selfies with the Polaroid. But anyhow, so I put it on the Polaroid, and I just had that little extra little spot there of a heart. I cut those with my Cricut, and this one I believe was already one of the on Design Space, but they're pretty simple to do. You basically do a rectangle and then a square in the middle, like whichever dimension you want. But anyhow, so I cut down this rose piece of paper, and that was my first idea. And then I thought, you know what? I've got all this paper. I normally would do it a little bit differently, but that rose piece of paper is 4x5, 4x5 1/4, sorry. And so what I did is I cut this pink, that bright pink, 4 inches across, and then I'm just doing these kind of slants here and there. And then so instead of cutting like that base, that rose base, in 2 different diagonal areas, and then getting another pink with that same size, I've kind of did a little shortcut on that because, I'm sure you've seen the backgrounds where you take 2 or 3 different same size pieces of paper and then you cut them exactly diagonal. So then you end up with all these different puzzle pieces, if you want to call it that. So you can make like 3 different cards with 3 different types of these diagonal backgrounds. I hope that makes sense. But basically, I just did it the easy man's way. So you saw me, I was originally going to use this darker side for the front. And then when I turned it over to put adhesive, I thought, I really like that lighter version better. So I put my adhesive on the darker side, and now I just have that lighter side down. Then I'm going to put the adhesive right straight on this cardstock here, and then glue that down as well. So I'm going to put the Polaroid right on top of, in a diagonal as well, on there. But then if you notice, I have these little random, they kind of look like pearls, but those are actually leftovers. I did a cut on my Cricut, and somehow it had like little scallop areas, and I like to keep little pieces like this because they're really fun to just add on later. And this is exactly what I did here. So on my huge piece of paper of all these different things, I just cut down all the strips, and I instead of building or covering the entire borders on these places, I cut them in half because there are areas that aren't going to be shown because I'm putting the Polaroid over the top of it. And I thought, well, why waste all these full ones? Because I really do like using those. I think they're really fun. And again, if you are a subscriber of mine, you've probably noticed those little things here and there on different projects. So as I was putting the adhesive in the back, I realized that it was a little off balanced. So that's why I put an extra piece of paper there, and I just trimming it off with my scissors. I'm not too worried about using my cutter or anything like that. It doesn't need to be too exact. But and then I added this other cardstock piece because instead of using like foam adhesive, if you just build up with cardstock, that also gives you more dimension. And that's what I did there. I didn't want it to be real high up, but I also wanted it to have some dimension. So that's a good tip. If you don't want to have too much dimension, but you still want it to pop up a little bit, that's a great tip, especially if you have a lot of extra cardstock like I just happened to do. So if you notice I stamped, you had me at, we shouldn't be doing this. I just absolutely love this. Ooh, this is really quick, so I better go. But I hope you like, comment, and make sure you subscribe. Bye.